Hi everyone, thanks for checking out another Eagle Eye Productions video, and today we got a special car, a car that was kind of hyped up by a video game and also the tuning scene, basically the Toyota Supra. And we are actually looking at this generation because this is the most iconic one, but we find 9 of them, so this will be a short video. I thought about doing a live stream, but I will still just edit it and upload it. For me, it's always a freestyle. I guess you noticed that already. Without further ado, let's go in here. This looks like a AI generated image or from a video game, but it isn't. It's a real car. It looks like totally computer generated, but this is so Need for Speed, and also the what's it called? The Fast and the Furious, that kind of era. This car is from '96 already, so that is like 5 years before the movie came out. The first Fast and the Furious came out in 2001. But this looks like it's just a car straight from the video game itself, and somebody put quite some effort in it to get it this way. 96, 63k in kilometers driven, apparently. And it is yours for 130k in euros, which is quite a lot actually, but it's just because this has such a iconic status to it. It's just one of those cars from the 90s from Japan. I'm not really into Japanese cars, but this is just an icon of a car. Right hand drive, interesting, so maybe it's from the UK or somewhere from Australia or something, so it has to be an import. For me personally, that would be the reason I wouldn't buy this car. I want to know the full history on the car, but you can't be too picky. You know, these cars are icons. Lots of them are still in America, of course in Japan also, but these cars are old now. Next year this car is 30 years old, so it is an old car. Yeah, typical Japanese. So it really focuses on the revs here. Not really sure what engine is in it, but I suspect either an inline 6 or 4-cylinder. But the tuning potential of these engines are quite amazing. Yeah, I mean, some people just really infatuated with Japanese cars and Japanese car tuning. For me, it's always the engines are great, the sounds are also quite good. Reliability wise they're also quite top notch, but it's just a certain style that me as a European, I can appreciate, but it's not like it wouldn't be my first pick, so to speak. This is an inline 4, I suppose, but we'll check it out. I want some more specifications on the car itself, so let's go back. Specifications. So it is a 3 liter, so it must be inline 6. Yes. Okay, so the first time somebody put a license plate on it, basically bought it and taxed it and had it inspected for road use, was in 96, in the summer of 96. And it entered the Netherlands in 2023 in June. And now somebody is deciding to sell it. So they probably bought it and maybe upgraded it or something like that. It was a project car, I guess. 3 liter 6-cylinder, pushing out 651 horsepower. That is crazy. And I saw the videos online where they just have these kind of cars tuned to this kind of potential, and they're just off the bat crazy. You know, really crazy. This is probably electronically limited to 155 miles an hour or 250 kilometers an hour. 0 to 60 goes in 5.1 seconds. It's a rear-wheel drive car, and it only weighs 1,483 kilos, which is it's a lightweight. And then having that amount, this is the amount of horsepower. That's way more than an RS4 had back in the day, or an RS6. Crazy power output, and I'm sure it's it's a blast to drive. Yeah, again, it's all about taste. I like the back here better than the front. I don't like those headlights. It looks like a sad fish or something like that, you know. But overall, I think, you can't tell by here, but I think the driving experience will be off the rails. It has a big exhaust, so it probably sounds crazy. I saw videos online of these cars and the noise that they produce. It's crazy. If you want to attract the attention of the police, then drive around it like this. Here we have a 500 horsepower Mark IV Supra from '94. A little bit more reasonably priced, I would say, and also not that crazy. This looks more original, and this one looks, in my eyes, better. But a lot of black, but it does look good. It looks also in great condition. You see what I mean? This front is hideous, in my opinion. But the back looks great. This looks also like somebody put a lot of effort in and getting it in this shape. Now it's for sale. Maybe it was a project car or somebody, who knows. These cars are very exotics. You can put them in the same category as an old 5 Series from the 80s, or, a classic AMG from that same time period. They're in the same realm, right, of cars. They're like automotive icons, I would say. 500 horsepower. That's crazy. It's really crazy. It was imported already in the 90s, I suppose. All right, let's see what else we got. So this is the current generation. First owner who drove a 20k in kilometers. Now he's selling it for almost 100,000 euros. For quick comparison, we also checked this out. I mean, this car is still available in the Toyota showrooms. You can still order this car. This is what they put out nowadays. Again, it's very Japanese. I think the same steering wheel. Also, you have it in a mid-size sedan if you buy a Toyota. I mean, they spend money where money has to be spent. So, suspension, chassis-wise, engine-wise. But for the rest, it's lifeless. It doesn't have a heartbeat. But I think they're quite phenomenal to drive. They have a 6-speed manual, which is quite rare in 2025, especially for new cars. This one is from a year ago. It's a 100 edition. Okay, so it's also a special model. I'm sure it's fun to drive. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Moving on. Here we have another one, 45. This one is even older. This is the Mark III. They still go for 40k. That's crazy. But this had to be a project for somebody that bought it somewhere, maybe Europe, maybe even Japan. I don't know, and rebuild it like this. I mean, this is 1990. So this is before, and I think the other one that came in 92, the one we just saw, that was not that round. The 80s were very square. Hip to be square, nice. This looks in some regards even better than the previous one. It does, in my opinion. This is so 80s, so 90s. It has a 3-liter injection turbo, inline 6. I'm curious about the power output, but it's probably quite a high one, especially for 1990. Nice leather seats. I think they have quite a lot of support. I mean, these cars were probably expensive back then. Yeah, really old-fashioned switches in it, and this is, I mean, a Nissan Micro might have the same layout, but again, the Japanese spend money where money has to be spent, chassis-wise, engine-wise, etc. Oil pressure. Oh, and this is the turbo. You can see the amount of bars that go through them. It's all nice gadgets, It's like oversteer here. Look at the old-fashioned automatic gear lever. Okay, that's reasonably, but let's say 1990, guys, almost 240 horsepower was a lot, and this car is even a little bit more heavy than the newer generation. So I think that was one of the things they had to add. Car journalists call this car heavy. I think in 1990 that applies, because this is about the same weight that I have with my 2007 Volvo. So, all right, moving on. It's also import, of course. It has to be. This one looks nice actually. You see, from the 80s, this is 90, so can't really see if there has been a facelift, but it could be very subtle. I mean, this could be like a fun car for the weekends, right? I mean, it is not really cheap. I mean, for this amount, you can also buy something European, but this is definitely here more rare and exotic, especially from the outside. The inside is just, could be anything you're driving, anything Japanese. 5-speed probably. You see, this is what I mean. From the inside is, but you have that with European cars from the same era, and especially American cars. So, well, quite nice bucket seats. 4.4 liters of engine, fuel, 5W30. Yeah, I mean, this is so 80s. I love it. Looks nice. All right. Oh, these switches, man. They're so 80s. Lumbar support, mirrors, electronic mirror adjustment, aftermarket visual selection, car entertainment, cruise control, resume acceleration, cancel, set coasting. Yeah. Nice. All on the steering wheel itself. I mean, this is so 80. I mean, Chris Harris did a video on this many years ago, that we were obsessed by buttons and gizmos in the 80s, but then very analog and on a different level, but that shows you how 80s this car is. Nice. I mean, I'm not a big fan, but to a certain degree, if I would have this in the driveway or in the garage, I would definitely enjoy it. I haven't seen, I think this is rear-wheel drive as well, and I think they're quite fun to drive actually. 24 valve, I think, 3-liter injection. Wow. So somebody bought it in 86 and it entered our country in 95, which is 30 years ago. And nobody was able to drive with it since April of this year. So maybe the owner passed away, or it's just a project car. Who knows? But somebody restored it, definitely. And they now want big bucks for it. 204 horses. Yeah, that's quite a lot for 86. And I think that's why these cars build a reputation. 1,500 kilos. It's not a lot. So these are the Supras we have here in the Netherlands with the absolute 130. This is a complete rebuild, and I don't know, for the viewers that are into Need for Speed, the video game, Need for Speed Underground 2, to be exact, that came out, I think, 2002, 2003-ish. You had a car that looked just like this. And I think a big gaming fan rebuilt it just the way like this, and they now try to make bank over it. This generation is the most famous, but when I now look through all the results, I look back, the 80s one is also quite nice, I have to say. It has to be said. This one also quite nice. But the prices are ridiculous, and reliability-wise, it's Japanese. They're reliable. And I look at the same thing with watches. You have a Citizen or you have a Casio watch. I mean, you buy yourself a watch for 100 euros that has a solar panel built in, that automatically synchronizes the time with the atom time, each night, and you basically have a self-correcting system. You have a battery. If you're out in the sun, it charges. Every night the time synchronization goes on, and all of that for 100 euros, 150 euros, and basically you have a watch that's more accurate than a Rolex, and potentially, right? And that's what I'm thinking when I think about Japanese. They know what matter, and they make it. Their form factor is maybe not as beautiful as a Rolex, of course not. It's more like a tool watch. But what matters, where you buy the watch for or where you buy the car for in this example, that's what matters. So good, reliable engine with a nice kick, nice seats, great handling, and you can buy something like this. And they would definitely rival and sometimes match and sometimes are way better than the European alternatives. Only Europe, we got Germany with the engineering background, we got Italy with the fashion design background, so we have a little bit of more flavor here in Europe. And design-wise, Japanese cars were never really my favorite. You have a few exceptions like this car or the NSX or those kind of people, a few Lexuses. But it's just different, and that also makes it cool. Thanks for watching this video. We hope to see you in the next one. Hope you have a great week. Thanks for checking out my video, and we catch you in the next video. Bye.